Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Andrews, aka the All-American Driver, and today is the last day that I will have the Tesla in the garage. Ready, set. This car is incredibly fast, you know. Part of me is going to really miss the Tesla because honestly, as far as like daily drivers go, this is really like the best car I've ever driven. There is no drama with this car. There is no hesitation to take it somewhere. It just works. It's quiet. There's no like weird idle or what's that sound or anything. Like the peace of mind that a Tesla gives is actually a massive factor. But on the other hand, I will say as like a car person, it can kind of ruin you. Now what I mean by that is the Tesla is just so good at everything. I mean, this makes my Alfa Romeo 4C little race car feel slow. There are times where I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the Alfa to work today. I don't. I never do. The Tesla is just so easy and it's so convenient. It's kind of like this. If you have a Tesla and you sell it, it's almost like if you take your iPhone and just throw it in the trash and start using like an old Nokia flip phone or something. It's that big of a difference. Weather's actually pretty good. This basically is the last drive in the Tesla for me, and I just wanted to touch on, you know, I've had this car about 6 months, and while I do think it's the best daily driver I've ever had, I've ever owned, I've ever experienced, it's not all perfect, and there are a couple things I want to touch on. Just something that you can kind of be aware of that like kind of caught me off guard that, you know, I really don't like at all. This is a little silly. I know it's Tesla and it's a computer, but I really wish I could turn the screen off. You know, I recently took this car to the track and, you know, I couldn't shut this thing off. It was still like showing me my map and my display and it was moving all over the place. I really wish there was a way to like just mute this screen, you know, like you double click it and it just goes like a matte black or something like that, but there isn't. It's always on and I actually don't really like that. More about this screen is the fact that it has Wi-Fi built in is kind of cool. Like I can watch YouTube, I can watch Netflix, I can play little games, whatever. That's cool, but I kind of prefer Apple CarPlay in a way. Let me explain. Like when I use Spotify on here, this logs into my account, my Spotify account, and I can play things or whatever, fine. But because it's like not paired with my phone, it's logged in like it's another device. If I listen to a podcast on my phone, like the Tesla doesn't know that I've already listened to that. And so it's like kind of hard to like sync up my devices because the iPhone doesn't really sync up with the Tesla. And I know that's silly and it's like a little bit weird. There are great things about it, you know, like the Tesla app I really like and everything, but this Spotify thing and I'm sure probably other apps, the fact that the Tesla's doing its own thing, it kind of makes it hard to connect with the thing that I'm using also, which is my phone. The Apple phone and the Tesla are not friends really. And Tesla does a pretty good job about everything here. It's good, like the maps and everything is good, but it just doesn't pair well. I would probably prefer to have Apple CarPlay in this car, honestly. And maybe that's just because I'm used to it, or maybe if I didn't have an iPhone, whatever, it'd be different, but that is a little bit annoying. Another thing that's a little bit annoying at this car is the fact that everything is electronic. The feedback you're getting, like as a driver, is not that good. There are times where the regenerative braking, which I love one pedal drive. It's really nice, it's really convenient, but there are times where it's like it's like braking itself with the regenerative braking, but then like I go to like apply a little bit of brake pressure at the same time, which I don't always do. I don't do that a lot, but sometimes it'll like shake the brake pedal and stuff. It's not perfect. It's really good. It's really good. I'm kind of nitpicking this, but there's been many times where the brake pedal has like done this weird vibration stuff when I'm just trying to like roll into the brake or slowly stop, and the car is trying to electronically stop itself also. It's just not dialed in, and there's no feedback from the pedals or the steering wheel at all. You know, when I have this thing on track, my sim racing setup gives way more feedback than I get from this car, which is crazy. Again, it's nice for a daily driver, but for someone who likes automobiles and who likes driving, you know, Andrea was telling me the other day, she's like, that Tesla has made you really lazy as a driver. And I have to agree. It's crazy to say that. It's so convenient, but it has made me a lazy driver. Another thing with the Tesla is the fit and finish. You can see this panel right here underneath the seat. It's like flipping around. And what's funny is that a couple days ago, Andrea was riding in the passenger seat and she had a purse, and she went to get out of the car and her purse like handle caught the bottom of this seat and it like flicked off. And she looked at me like I was gonna be real mad, you know, because I'm like, not like mad, but I'm kind of particular about my cars. But she doesn't know this. Look at this. I couldn't get mad because the exact same thing is on the driver's side. It's crazy. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the deal is. I tried to look at it a little bit to fix it a little bit, but the fit and finish on the Tesla is honestly not that good. It's funny that the Tesla has performance brake calipers, but try to use them on the track and you'll get like 1 or 2 laps in them before they just get so hot and they don't slow the car down. You'll really only get like a few laps out of them before they overheat. I mean, this car is very heavy. It's very fast in a straight line, but the brakes for a performance model, they're basically useless. I think in this segment, this type of vehicle, the amount of room, the amount of storage space you have in the car is insane. You have a ton of room in here, in the front and the back, and I do find myself really using a lot of this space, you know, whether it's for the dogs or for groceries or for luggage. And it's gonna be, I am gonna miss this amount of space. It is pretty practical. If I could say one other thing touching about this screen, is there has been maybe 3 or 4 times where I've got in the car and the screen didn't even turn on. I mean, I was still able to put it in drive and drive the car, but it took like a few minutes for the screen to boot up and then like reset itself. Not really a big deal, but a little bit concerning that you just never know. Like if something happened and the computer went down, would I still be able to drive the car? I'm actually not sure. Surprisingly enough, I really like the hands-free driving. I can just double click this and now I'm driving hands-free. Sometimes I do this, I fly the drone, I eat a snack, and I know it's I know it's like a little crazy, but it is actually really convenient at times to not have to drive your car. It just is what it is. I like it, it works well, and I'm gonna miss that. I'll tell you what else I'm gonna miss. 3, 2, oh, man, that hits you right in the chest. This car is so fast, really fun, really great car. I'm gonna miss it. I wouldn't sell it if I didn't have to. However, I think that in the long run, I think what I'm replacing it with is going to be better for me as a driver. For sure as a driver, but I think it might be more fun. It'll be a little bit more engaging. It might be fun to get my hands dirty and kind of tinker around a little bit. Again, all those things I like about the Tesla, that it doesn't need any maintenance and it's quiet and everything. I really do like that. The values of Tesla are going down so fast, and honestly, like, I'm taking an L with this car. I'm losing a little bit of money because I just bought it like 6 months ago, and I wouldn't sell it if I didn't have to. You know, but I don't know how much farther these prices are going to fall, because Tesla and Elon, they're basically getting so good at making these cars, and they're getting so efficient at making them. I think that they're just going to be able to pump them out like crazy, and the values are just going to go down and down and down, you know. And when Tesla dropped the prices of this car brand new earlier this year, that move like really kind of sent a shock throughout the whole auto industry. You had other, you know, automakers being forced to lower prices. It basically crashed the used market on these Teslas. And again, like, I'm taking an L here. It's a learning experience, I guess, whatever. There's something about like a specialty vehicle, okay? Like we got the diesel Rubicon here. You can't buy a diesel Rubicon anymore. And this thing is going to hold its value. The Alfa Romeo 4C is going to hold its value. The Shelby GT350R that I sold held its value. I sold it for more than I bought it for. The Tesla, definitely not. Like, you know, like brand new a year ago, if you would have bought a Tesla from the dealership, you're like down to 50% right now. And that's just, you bought it for 60 a year ago, you're selling it for 30 now, which is just, it's insane to hold on to that type of asset. So I could have waited a little bit longer to sell this car, but I wanted to get out of it because I knew I was going to sell it anyways. I wanted to get out of it before the market even went lower. I will say that the car I'm replacing this with is going to hold its value, and it's going to work for me in Italy. That will be on the channel in the next video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Everybody say goodbye to the Tesla, not that anyone really cares, and I will see you guys in the next video.